Beth Z, your nerdy best friend here with Beth Z TV. I am going to be releasing a whole bunch of new tech tools and ideas next week, and this is your preview. This week, I'm going to be talking about several tools to help you with outsourcing, and then a couple of random things I threw in the mix. So let's first talk about Fiverr. Oh my gosh, I love Fiverr so much I can't even tell you. It's thousands of freelancers who do all kinds of things to help you out for $5, starting at $5. Now, it used to be they were pretty focused on the $5 thing. $5, get it? Fiverr. They used to be really focused on the $5 thing, but in the last couple of years, they've added a lot more higher end talent, and sometimes you're going to get what you pay for. So I have really enjoyed them, but I rarely pay just $5. Let me show you some of the things that you can do there. So I have been looking for, I'm doing this Beth Z TV thing, and I needed an intro and I needed an exit. And here's one of the first places I looked. Look at all the people who do podcast intros, producer tags, and DJ drops. I didn't even know what a DJ drop was. And now I know that a DJ drop is something like this. Watch this. So here's a DJ drop.
Hi there, I'm Joanne, and I'm a professional British voiceover working right here on Fiverr. I've worked...
like that channel 552.
Join us for the biggest dance event in Surrey with Club MTV.
These kind of things where you have the DJ and they're doing their little intro or what have you, or the little sounds. All these people make these things and they make them very professionally. Now, the basic one for her is $5. It's 5 custom drops, 100 words or 30 seconds. That's a really good price, but it's a dry voice only. There's no music behind it. And then if you look here, there's sound effects and voice processing for $15. All kinds of things. Now, let's say you wanted to create a logo. Thousands of logo makers. You've got starting at 160, starting at 45, but these folks, some of them are very, very, very talented. You can also sort for ones that are a maximum of $15 and see what you get. Now, with Fiverr, I recommend if you're doing a logo, it's like for an event you're doing. Or we did a beer bottle design on here for my father-in-law who passed away. And we found an artist to do a really cool beer bottle design, which we had printed out in some special microbrews that we had in his honor. So these were very interesting things, but I wouldn't necessarily do your high-end company logo unless it's very simple with a tool like this. Graphics and design, digital marketing, video and animation, music and audio. With video and animation, one of the other things I love is they've got those whiteboarded and animated explainers in there. Logo animation. I love these. Your intros and outros. And then we have spokesperson videos. So if you want someone to greet you, introduce you, that kind of thing, I've done several in this category. I'm going on and on about Fiverr because it goes on and on. You can do things like have someone sing happy birthday to your family members. You can do programming. You can do websites, all kinds of things. You get what you pay for if you're buying a $5 website, but you can get a higher end tool to help out with some of the tasks that you need help with. Highly recommended. Now, for bigger projects or longer term projects, Upwork is where I go. Again, it's a bunch of freelancers, but Upwork brings us together. You can ask people to bid on a project. Like, let's say you are doing a website or something. You go to Upwork, you give the information, you can find people and ask them to bid on the project. You can keep track of everything on here. I've done several things on Upwork, and it lets me keep track of all the project, release the funds at certain points, certain agreed on points. And if I'm not satisfied, there's a way to resolve things. And this is for bigger projects than the kind of one-offs that Fiverr ends up being. Now, going back to Fiverr, I have people in my world who have Fiverr people they hire all the time for flyers and things like that. So there's a consistent look. But you can get the same kind of thing with Upwork if you hire the same designer over and over again. Now, Fancy Hands is something different. Again, we're talking outsourcing. We're talking taking little things off your plate. I have been a member of Fancy Hands for a long time, so I'm kind of grandfathered in with some of their pricing. But it's small tasks for about $5 a pop. 20-minute tasks for about $5 a pop. What are they? I use them all the time for things like when I'm writing my books and I have all of the names of all the tools. I have multiple people go through and look, is it little I, capital phone? You know, how does it spelled? Is the website right? Does the tool still exist? And I have multiple people go through that. Now, again, I'm kind of grandfathered in with the pricing. And so I get a lot of tasks because I think I get 15 a month and it only costs me 45. It's a little bit more expensive than that now. But it will allow me to outsource little things. So I have an assistant, I have a manager, and then I have a person who's helping me with social media, and I call on them to use Fancy Hands to get little things off their plates so they can focus on the things that they can do. Like, for example, if you need to go out and find logos for all the companies that you're going to be working with and something, and you need to go find the best logos, send it to Fancy Hands and have them do that little stuff so that you can focus on other things. They can also buy things for you, send flowers for you, all kinds of different tasks that you can take off your plate. I can remember one time I met a woman who came up to me after I spoke about Fancy Hands in the presentation, and she said, well, this is all fine and dandy, but Fancy Hands drives me crazy because my husband uses it all the time. I get our anniversary gift they pick out from Fancy Hands. Fancy Hands send me flowers. Fancy Hands makes the dinner reservations. She said it gets kind of annoying. So don't annoy your person, but use Fancy Hands when you need it. Now for the random stuff. Have you gotten on TikTok yet? I realize that sometimes some of the areas of TikTok have been in the news for being controversial, but TikTok is what you make it. A lot of people have gotten on TikTok because they're like, oh, my kids are on it. I want to see what they're seeing. You're never going to see what they're seeing because their algorithm is so good that it'll very quickly bring you down a path of things you like and get you into all kinds of categories you're interested in. So a lot of my TikToks are the dances, the crafts. So there's a lot of crafts on there. There's fun food on there. A lot of comedians are on there whom I like. And then, of course, cat videos. So I'm not even seeing a lot of the political things, a lot of the negative things you've heard about. I'm not even seeing them. I know they exist, but I'd have to go hunting for them. If your kids are interested in hip hop and you're interested in country music, immediately y'all are going to get different things. So you need to be on TikTok for the amusement, for the entertainment, for all of the different ideas, but don't expect it to be 100% what other people are seeing or talking about. And finally, again, in the random category, I wanted to talk to you about 2 tools that I use for big transfers. Well, frankly, these days I use Dropbox Transfer because I'm a big Dropbox person, and they've integrated transfer tools into some of the higher levels of Dropbox. But these are free, and people are always needing to transfer giant files. WeTransfer is this one, and you can add your things, and it says put in your email. Oh, but look, in the ... you can say get a transfer link. So you don't even have to put your email in there. You just add your files and you get a transfer link that you can send to somebody else. And then it's going to expire after a week, and you can set a password if you upgrade. I've never upgraded. I don't need to do it very often. But if I did do it often, it's a fantastic thing. Another thing I like about WeTransfer is look at Children of the Wildflower. They always have these very interesting stories, these interesting art pieces as kind of their advertisements on their page. I think it's beautiful. So Send Anywhere is similar in that it's free for the basic, but it's real-time transfer. So with WeTransfer, you upload it and they download it. With Send Anywhere, as soon as you start uploading it, you're going to get a code. You send it to someone else. They put in the code, the key, and then they are going, let me show you here. See the input key area there? They just put in that key that you give them, and in real time, you can get that transfer going. So that can really shortcut some of the challenges you have into getting a file over to people. All right, folks, we have Valentine's Day coming up, and I hope you enjoy it. I was going to tell another joke, but okay, I'll tell you one joke. This is a nerdy pickup line for Valentine's Day. Ready? You auto-complete me. Yeah, it's not very good. Sorry about that. Here we have our punny joke of the week.
What did Darth Vader say when his car broke down 3 miles outside of town? The Empire hikes back.
Thanks again for checking out Beth Z TV. We will see you next week.